wow.
Where's our DJ?
Bye. So sorry. You're live though.
Yes, we are live.
We're live.
Yes.
But the DJ's coming with the music.
Well, hello everyone. What was I saying? No, what was my gospel song I was just singing?
Better days, later days, all of my good days, outweigh
my bad days. I won't complain.
Amen.
Glory.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
He did that.
Oh my goodness. What is this? Thursday?
Today's
Hump day?
Thursday.
No, that was yesterday.
We over the hump.
We over the hump.
We're technically over the hump.
All right.
Yes.
June the 11th, and today was 93, 94. We in Texas, y'all.
Yes.
It's not even officially summer yet.
No, the official day for summer comes this Sunday. Wait, is it this Sunday or the Sunday after next? It might be the Sunday after next.
Yeah, we almost hit 100 the other day, but it's that time for us. So
Definitely that time.
But anyway, welcome
Yes.
to The King and I.
Hey everybody,
I'm
welcome to
Vincent
the King and I.
King, Shirley Maria Walker King, the lady with 5 names. I don't know if she get all that from, but
The personalities to match
yeah,
it.
she's a little Hispanic, a little Afro-American.
Blackfoot Indian. Please don't disrespect my father's side, okay?
Blackfoot Indian.
Yes. Native American was a problem.
All right, say that.
Okay. I
I'm
claim.
from Cleveland. What's the problem?
We know what that means. Cleveland on Cleveland on Cleveland. So we're going to give y'all the music now for a moment, too.
Yeah, the music like.
Give us a moment.
I've had some hills to
Oh,
climb.
you trying to outdo me? You having a moment, y'all. Just a moment.
Weary days.
I've had some weary days. Boy, go ahead on. Come on. Turn it up.
And some lonely nights.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all see, I just got quiet right there because I wanted him to have his moment. I didn't want to interfere with anything.
They be calling me from the church. Brother King, I didn't know you could say. You
Oh,
know,
or how they used to
it is,
slip,
you
how
know,
they used to slip up and say Pastor King.
Pastor King.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying,
It's
you
a
know.
whole nother subject show.
That is a whole nother level and a whole nother subject, because every pastor has a lady elect or first lady, however you want to call it.
You can be that.
Oh, but of course, my dear. I can be anything that my king needs me to be.
Touch your head. I want you to fall out. Okay, I'm going too far. What's it?
Sorry.
Anyway,
Get your
hey, we're going to be speaking about marital and relationship rules of engagement.
Yeah, so of course, as you guys know, Vincent King and I are both speakers, authors, and we are also considered relationship experts. And I think that title comes along with, you know, everything that we've done as far as being trained and certified in several different aspects. We're trained family wellness instructors, certified. We are also certified with the Franklin Covey 8 Habits of a Successful Marriage.
Yes.
We are also certified to teach the Together in Texas. So prior to us doing this independently, we used to work with Anthem Strong Families here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we used to do consulting and contract work for them for as facilitators. So we would actually do the workshops, and some of the workshops were court mandated, which were anger management, or we did the relationship workshops, which if you took our workshop, then you would have your $65 fee waived for your marriage license here in the state of Texas. So that gives you a little bit of background of who we are and some of the training that we've had. So it's not just us speaking on our actual marriage. We actually went and got some training and certifications for this as well, so that we could back up what we taught,
That's right.
back up what we do, and for things that we had to learn the hard way, got some proper protocol and processes to make it through some things. Would you say?
Yeah, because doing the teaching it, we actually always thought like, man, I wish we would have had this, which I don't know, maybe they did have it. We just didn't know about it. So I just wish it was something we could have went through, you know, when we first got married. We're in a relationship even before we got married. So those things would have definitely been helpful.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had to fight it, battle it out, the snowing and the, what am I going to do? Not you, that was me snoring.
Yeah,
If she was what
basically.
I'm gonna do. But yeah, you know, she probably could have had a solution to that problem many years ago if we went through these workshops.
Yeah, and I think one of the first retreats we went to when we stayed overseas was just eye-opening for us. It was such a wonderful marriage retreat that we went to while we were stationed overseas in Italy, and it was sponsored by the military for couples who were stationed overseas. And you spent the whole weekend with other couples, and you just learned different tools and techniques on how to communicate, how to parent, how to work about your finances, just every topic that you can think of.
No TVs, no phones.
Yeah, no
all that
TVs,
stuff.
no phones. Now, granted, the view, I can't remember the hotel, but if I may not have
Part of
time.
that was in, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know we have a photo in the photo album, but I may not be able to sneak up and get that.
Yeah.
But the views and the area in which they had it was set up perfectly. For such a retreat for couples to kind of work through some things. The scenery itself, you didn't even realize that you didn't have TV and
Right.
cell phones and things like that, because you were enjoying each other's company and learning to work with each other and work through things. So it was really interesting.
And they still have those. It's not
Oh, yeah.
just there, you know, and it's not just a military thing.
No.
They actually
Not at
have
all.
couples retreats. And you guys remember that movie that came on, Couples Retreat? It's pretty funny, but they actually have those marriage retreats. Like I said, but we did it through the military. So, you know, that's just something for you guys to look into. Just,
Yeah,
you know, a
and then
weekend
they
or a
have-
week. You know, of course, it might cost a little bit. You know, if you're not going through the military, your churches might offer
Yeah,
them,
definitely. That'd be one of the good places. First place that I'd start is to, seek out what your church may offer as far as marriage counseling or couples therapy. And your insurance pays for this stuff too, people. By the way, we just want you to know that, we are definitely proponents and pushers of counseling and therapy for relationships and marriages, because sometimes you need a third party to come in and really just kind of help you guys make your way through it.
Right.
Because sometimes it's he said, she said, how I feel, what I feel, and not really taking into account what the other person is going through. So that third party who is a licensed therapist or a licensed counselor is very, very helpful. So again, there are definitely resources out there for couples to seek out when they want to have a third party person help out.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is there's a couple of reality TV shows about marriage, couple, and marriage therapy too. Take it for what you want. What I will say is, when you're on the brink of divorce, if you will, I don't want to say it's ever too late, but you definitely don't want to wait until, you guys have thrown out the D word about divorce to try and go get counseling or therapy. You want to be proactive in that and seek out people to help you through the process before you get to that point.
Right.
And sometimes it's really good to just have refreshers.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can do that over, with your friends are playing spades and dominoes. Hey, Steph and Rob. Sometimes you can do it just with your friends, but there are definitely resources out there. But I did want to mention that there are a couple of reality TV shows that do have couples therapy and couples counseling. I'm not opposed to any of them. As a matter of fact, if you guys would like us to come on and be your guests, we are willing to do that. We would love to be there and help couples through their processes as well.
Might be a little overly dramatic, but take it for what you will.
Yeah,
It's TV.
It is TV, and sometimes it helps people. I've seen some of the couples that have gone through there. The couple of episodes that I did watch, and they were good. And Black Love is another one that they have on OWN. That's a good one. And then I can't think of the show that comedian Q and Spinderella are on, but one is
Sure.
I forgot what it is, but that one was a good one. I saw that episode. That was actually I don't know if it's the first season, but I was watching that one just because he was always pushing it that they were on the show. So I definitely wanted to watch and support. And it was actually a good show for them. And what was the name of it? I know it has love in it.
You
Black
sure that
Love.
wasn't
Yeah.
Black Love?
Is that one Black Love?
Yeah.
Okay. No, the Black Love is on OWN. Theirs is called something, but yeah, something similar. It's a good one though. So check it out. But we're here as well. So just wanted to kind of give you a background of some of the things that we've gone through, some things that we've went through, counseling, therapy, retreats, writing a book about our relationship. So we definitely want to talk to you guys directly out of the book that we co-authored. So yes, as I said, we are authors, and the book is called Soul to Soul. I know she's going to tell me to do it slow. There's a glare. There we go. Soul to soul. So we got together with 7 other couples, 8 couples together to share our story and share our ups and downs, if you will, to help other couples make it through any trials and tribulations that they may be going through.
Yeah, because we just heard it throughout the years. How do you guys do it? And I think we've already spoke on this before in another episode, but you know, it's not easy. None of it's easy. It's work. You know, marriage is work. So we've said that before, and we kind of stressed that on each episode. So just, you know, I think that's where it all came about. Just people asking questions, even some of our daughter's friends asking questions. And we're not the only ones, of course. We have, you know, we got other couples that we look up to that have been married 40 and 50 years.
Oh,
so,
definitely.
You know,
Shout out to both sets of miles.
Yeah. So right, we always asking questions. And just like other folks always say, hey, I'm looking. You know, we're looking as well. So we're seeing what they're doing and kind of applying that, the good stuff, you know, to our marriage.
Yeah, and when he says the good stuff, because in marriage and relationships, there's going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you have to deal with all of it. There's just no one-sided marriage where everything is hunky-dory and it's always 100% happy. Just doesn't happen. If it does, more power to you. Maybe we missed something.
Yeah.
Teach us. But if you're married long enough, you're going to go through some troubling times. If you're in a relationship long enough, you're going to go through some tough times. So we want to help everybody with kind of going over what we feel are the marital rules of engagement, which is what we wrote in the book. Our chapter is actually called United We Stand. Together We Will Not Fall. And we did that based off of Vincent's military. Because Vincent, as you guys know, is retired Navy. He's a veteran of the United States Navy.
Special Forces.
I got a Special Forces was me. But yeah, so we wanted to use that as our foundation because at the beginning of our marriage, we were military. You were active duty. Right. And with him being active duty, that was a challenge in itself, being in the Navy, because he would deploy for both of us, I think. You know, I think for the family, for Valencia as well, because it's a challenge being a military spouse and married to someone who's active duty because of their duty and their requirement of their job. With Vincent being in the Navy, he literally would go out to sea for 6 to 8 months at a time for deployments, which means I used to classify myself as a married single parent. No disrespect to the single parents out there, but that's what you feel like, because if he's not there, technically you are running everything on your own. He or she is not there. If the other person who's out to sea or serving the country, you are making all the decisions on your own, from, you know, getting mufflers repaired to doing it all, you know, raising the children, taking care of a dog who wants to try and run the house because he feel like Vince is not there. Shout out JoJo, rest in peace. To all kind of things. But that was a challenge, and so that's why we named it and based it off of that, Marital Rules of Engagement, because of his military background, because love is a battlefield.
Love is a, that you wanted me to sing that.
He is on the singing tip tonight.
So in our opinion, we had 7 marital rules of engagements. And our first one was communication. I'm just going to read all 7. We're not going to go through all 7 of them. We're going to focus on the communication portion of it. So communicate was our first one. Respect, trust, number 3. Number 4 is love. Number 5 is forgiveness. Number 6 is commitment, and number 7 is faith. And they don't have to be in that order. You know, it can be, faith can be our number 1. I'm just reading them off to you guys.
Because depending on what stages you're at in your marriage, it can definitely change. You know, respect may be your first priority thing one year, and it may be communication another year. This could be from day to day, month to month, but these are just the foundations and the fundamentals that we felt we needed to have in our marriage to be able to make it to 28 years and counting. So again, tonight is going to be about the first one, which is marital rules of engagement. Number 1 is communication.
And I'm going to read the actual definition, the Webster's definition of communication, excuse me, which states the process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behavior. Okay, so we like to emphasize that in the marriage, communication requires listening. You know, we always talk about that. Listen to what the other person has to say without interrupting. And hearing refers to sound, okay? But when it comes to listening to your spouse, it requires more than that. It requires focus. All right? Listening means paying attention not only to the words they say, but to the message, the meaning, and the delivery. All right? And so one thing we want to talk about under the communication is practice active listening. So that's one of the tabs here in the book. And I'm going to read this by Mark Twain. If we're supposed to talk more than we listen, we would have 2 tongues and 1 ear. All right? So when your spouse is talking, then just listen. So they just want you to have that ear, you know, not want you to chime in. Just pretty much take in what they're saying, and that's actively listening, okay, to your partner. Then you want to ask clarifying questions. So once they say what they have to say, or if there's a portion of it that you didn't understand, you want to kind of repeat what they said. So what you're saying is, you know what I mean? So then both you guys are on the same page. So you don't kind of answer abruptly and you got it all wrong. So you basically want to, once she says what she has to say, then I can say, well, hey, okay, so what I'm hearing you saying is, you know, so what you heard, you want to kind of repeat that back. Then you guys can kind of move forward on that one.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And I think when he says ask the clarifying questions, because sometimes we come to the table with a broad situation. You know what, I'm real pissed off at you. You know, what you did this weekend was real stupid. You know, I'm just real mad. And you're like, okay, what did I do?
Right.
You know? So you can't just start blow up. What the hell you mean you mad at me? Well, let's break that down. So what did I do that upset you so much? Okay. And so was there any particular thing that I said, that I did? Was there a response? Was there a reaction? You just really have to break that down and ask clarifying questions like Vincent said, so that you can make sure that you are practicing active listening. Because again, listening and hearing are 2 different things.
That's right.
Oh, I know. So yeah, so the number 2 is listen to understand and show you understood. So again, listen to understand and show you understood. So again, you want to make it a 2-way conversation. You want to listen to understand that you are not forming your response in your mind. So you want to listen. I mean, really listen to the person and not be ready with your comeback. I know he gonna say this and I'm gonna say this. She gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this. That's not fair. That's not actively listening or paying attention, and you're not gonna understand their concerns. So you truly want to listen to understood and then reflect and show them that you understood.
And fellas, when they're talking, you want to like head nod like you're not like you're paying attention, but fellas, y'all pay attention to me. You know, we're talking. Okay, you're engaged. Okay, I get what you're saying. You want to paying attention. Yes. See that? Do it with me. Look. So I'm acting silly, but I'm serious. Okay, so that's if they're talking. If my wife is talking, and I'm looking at her. You know, whatever she's saying, I'm looking in her eyes. I'm listening to what she's saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking, but I understand. She can see my action, my bodily action. Okay.
And for ladies, you want to again pay attention to what he's saying. You don't need the neck rolls, the eye rolls. I know that you're upset, but this is not the time to display that. It really isn't, and it's disrespectful. So you truly want to give that person your undivided attention, if you will. Like Vincent said, you want to make eye contact. Sometimes it helps if you actually hold hands, because it's a little tough to be upset with someone when they're holding your hand and giving you their sincere thoughts and feelings and expressing how they feel. It allows the person who is talking to know that they are truly being able to connect with you.
Right.
And it allows the person who's receiving the information to know I am physically and mentally receiving this information. So that's something that you can definitely try, is to actually hold hands while you're in a discussion with each other. We have done that where you sit knee to knee and you look at each other face to face, eye to eye, and you're holding hands and you're talking out your situation, because it is so tough to say and be smart, be a smart ass when you're holding somebody's hand and talking to them. Trust me, I know, because he pulls this one on me all the time because I'm the one with the fast lip. So this works. Hold hands while you're having a conversation. This shows that you are listening to be understood and to understand.
All right, that was a good one. All right, next one is, excuse me, un momento.
Sorry, we both took a drink at that point.
And that's colored water.
Mine is not colored water.
Okay, excuse me. The next one is listening without judgment. And actually, she kind of touched on some of that. Your movements, your body language. So when someone's starting to talk, you don't want to, show, doing this and like that's all that stuff is distracting. So I think that holding hands kind of applies to this as well.
Definitely.
So if someone's giving you a bad vibe when you're talking, like you say, it's going to throw you off. It can just turn negative. So you want to kind of sit still, hold hands, the head nod. So if you, like she said, the neck rolling, smacking lips, crossing your arms, that's going to all be distracting to the conversation.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better every day.
Yeah, she's calming down, y'all.
Because you have to know your triggers, and you have to know the triggers of your partner so that you don't intentionally push buttons for no reason. So again, it's going to be a two-way street. So this next one is going to be a really good one, especially for me. And like I say, I'm working and getting better every single day. You want to don't interrupt them. We actually have a timer. Valencia, is that still in the guest bedroom downstairs, the sand timer? We actually have a 3-minute timer that we bought in Naples, Italy. Now, it was actually used for Valencia when she used to brush her teeth back in the day. That would be her timer to wash her face and brush her teeth. But we also use this in our conversations, and we also have a talking stick. And you guys saw the talking stick before, and Valencia may be able to get me one of those as well. But we would use this timer so that the person who was talking had the floor for 3 straight minutes, and they can say whatever needed to be said to get their point across. And then the other person would really just truly have to listen and pay attention. And when that timer is actually going off, you have the floor, right. So you can't be interrupted. Right. So as she gets the timer, I'll say this here. Don't interrupt. You can give it to them. The goal is to give the person speaking the floor. Let them speak uninterrupted without your ifs and buts, statements like if you would have, or that didn't stop you from. This is not the time for a debate. This is a time for you to try and understand the other person's point of view. Try to let go of preconceived ideas and reasonings. It is very important to express negative feelings. It is very important to express negative feelings constructively. So again, give the person the floor. You can actually use this timer. This is a sand capsule, if you will. And so you would flip it over, and then this is my time that I have the floor to let him know what I'm feeling, what upset me, how I felt, how something made me feel, and we can talk about it. And I can say, what, do you have a response? But if I don't open that up for him to say something, then it's still my time to continue talking and saying what I'm feeling in my mind, what's going on in my mind, and what I feel like I need to get off my chest. So again, these are really easy to buy. It's a great idea, or you can even use your stopwatch because we all have timers on our phones now, so you can definitely use that.
And it's whatever works, And again, these were ideas that we thought, someone suggested the talking stick, of course. But again, this was something our daughter used when she was a kid. Oh, that's something good we can use for us. That works for us. So whatever you guys decide to use, whatever works for you, it just, that'll help you in your relationship. If that gets the conversation going, then try it. You might think of something else to use.
And again, like I said, you guys can use your stopwatch, but you want to also make sure that you're not just looking at the sand drip and ignoring what the person is saying. You just want to make sure that you give them the floor, don't interrupt them, and give them the opportunity to talk. And if you have the talking stick, when I have the talking stick, it's my turn to talk, and I get to say whatever, I need to say, I was about to say however, but that's not nice. So it's not whatever and however. You do express your concerns and your feelings, and then when you give the talking stick to the other person, it's their turn and opportunity to say, ask either clarifying questions or to go ahead and give their side of the point of view.
Adrian Meeks is tuning in, and you kind of just addressed what he said. He said, I'm blasting on my 3 minutes. And you kind of addressed that it's important to say how you say what you're trying to say.
Yeah, you have to be aware of how you say things, because sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Let me give you a good prime example. Let me come up in here. If we're having a conversation, and it's supposed to be a calm conversation, and he's talking, and I'm just looking at him like,
That's distracting, right? So I'm pretty much probably not going to finish what I'm saying, or I'm going to just disregard what I'm saying. I'm going to say something else. It's going to probably trigger something else. And then,
yeah, because then you're just really trying to pick at each other and you know, poke at each other.
Yeah.
And again, Adrian, you don't want to blast. If that's your style and that's what works for you guys, I'm not going to say it doesn't. But I will say this. You should try and keep a leveled voice tone. Try not to raise your voice. Women try not to shout. Men try not to raise your voice as well. And sometimes if you do, you can tell them, because I get this quite a bit. You know, I'm finding that this is really one way. I know y'all think I'm the bad person because it seems like it right now, but I get this quite a bit. You're at an 8. I need you to come down to a 2.
You kind of just addressed it again, trying to
I got ESPN. I keep trying to tell y'all.
He said, okay,
Right.
here's my problem. What if that Johnny Walker Black is on your system? That 3 minutes for me gonna be fire. But you kind of already addressed how even yourself, you have to make sure you take a breath, so that
Yeah.
way you're controlling the words that are saying and how you're saying them. So
yeah. And that's
they got
not
you.
a good time to have these conversations when you drinking Jack Daniels and Johnny Walker and Crown Royal and vodka and drink a 6-pack of beer. So it's probably not the time to have serious conversation.
Yeah, that part is in there too. You need to pick the time in which you have these conversations. And sometimes a good time is at dinner, where you can order a glass of wine and he can order his Jack and Hennessy or whatever it is. But you know
My
that you're in
brother
a...
drink Hennessy.
That's just what I said. You know, we know that you drink...
Scotch.
I drink.
Pina colada.
I drink colored water.
Oh, my
Thank
bad.
you. on rock.
But if you go to a restaurant, then you guys know that you're not going to get too out of pocket because you're in public. One gives you a little privacy. With the lights being a little low, it makes you, bring down your temperament as well. So again, pick and choose where you have your discussions, pick and choose when you have your discussions, and pick and choose how you have your discussions.
That's right. That's right. And especially in the house. And remember, for those of you who have children, small children, preteens, they are always watching. So,
Always watching.
You can have them go to their room, put them to bed, or you go to your room and have a conversation. You just don't want to be hooping and hollering and cussing each other out, because, hey, guess what they're going to do? So it's just going to be a cycle. So, you want to always, I think we always had her in mind through all of this. So we just didn't want her to see, all of that, the yelling. We had arguments, but she never saw us cussing each other. So she never saw that.
She might have heard me slip one out.
She might know something is. She knows something is wrong.
Yeah,
she
definitely.
can tell. You know what I mean? She gets the vibe, but she never just heard us cussing each other out.
And I'm going to give another example of a situation when we were having a very heated debate. When I say very heated debate, we said, okay, let's go ahead and take a ride, because Valencia was here at the house. I think she even had company when one of her friends was living here. So we knew that this was not a conversation we were even going to be able to have upstairs in the bedroom behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So we actually drove to a local park, and this was probably 2 a.m., 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. And we drove to a local little park here, and we were, having our discussion in the car. And it's so funny that a Garland police officer...
Yeah, a cop rode up on us at the park, like he shined the light on us. He didn't get out. Is everything okay? Yes, sir. We're Garland resident. We just having a conversation, and he scurried on about his business.
Yeah,
I think he kind of
he saw that the
got the
conversation.
vibe.
He got the vibe, and he says, Yeah, my wife and I have left the house and have these conversations as well. So he's like, just keep in mind the park is closed, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull away. And it was hilarious that actually broke the ice for us to really to bring it down to a level where we could communicate with each other and not yell at each other, because we were doing some yelling.
And I did say he scurried on his way.
Oh, he saw all the expression up on this face.
He scurried up.
He
and
ain't
he
want
saw
none.
my expression like hell. So I was hoping he told us y'all gotta leave right now. But yeah. He threw me under the bus.
He was not trying to help Vincent by saying y'all need to leave. He looked at my face and I said, because I think I told him, stress, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We are having a marital conversation that we could not have in our household because we have children at home. And he was like,
I don't remember any of that stuff, but
I bet you don't.
I just remember the cop. Okay?
I bet you don't. All I can say is if that officer, because he did, I think he got my driver's license. I told him we live in the neighborhood, whatever. He was probably just like, look, y'all, be on the alert for a 911 call from 1918.
I think we over our time. We way over time, guys. We appreciate y'all.
Now we way over time.
We appreciate y'all turning in peace. But seriously, yeah, conversation, communication, respect, and we'll go over these other rules. Next week we'll do
we're going to do marital rules of engagement number 2, which is respect, RESPECT. So we have 7 that we wrote in our book, Soul to Soul, which we co-wrote, and our chapter is called United We Stand, Together We Will Not Fall, because we were in this from the beginning until the end, till we both rest in peace. That is what we decided, and that's what we're working towards. So we just wanted to jump on and share you guys our experience and why we wrote the book. A little bit about the book, which you got a taste of today, which is the chapter, we're chapter number 1, and marital rules of engagement number 1 is communication.
That's right.
And if you would like to purchase this lovely book, you can always get this book on ShirleyWalkerKing.com. So again, my website is ShirleyWalkerKing.com, where you can get this book, Soul to Soul. If you would like this book, again, this is a book that we co-authored with 7 other authors to talk about marriage, relationship, and trials and tribulation and making it through. Because guess what? We pushing it. We making it.
While she's doing a plug, not shameless, there's another one, Power Moms. Okay, my baby's a co-author in Power Moms. All right, and there's actually 12.
Yeah, this one was 12 women.
There's actually 12 ladies in this one. All right, 12 stories of moms that found their power to win. And what was your chapter on? How to do it all in heels?
How to balance it all in heels, because you know a sister rock those heels. What?
Yeah.
Okay. And my latest.
And her latest.
And my greatest inspiration. See what I did there? You want to watch out now. 30 Days to a Better You. A Guide to Peace, Liberation, and Self-Reflection. I just finished this book. I am super duper hyped. The pre-orders are out. They just finished up the print, so these are being mailed to people as of today, the 11th?
Yes.
As of tomorrow, these are going to be mailed out to people, so I am super excited. If you want to get this book, my latest book, 30 Days to a Better You, you can also go to my website, ShirleyWalkerKing.com. I'm still running a special on this, so the first book is $14.95, or you can get 2 for $24, and if you go on the website, there's a drop-down button where you get 2 books for $24, and I'm even going to take care of the shipping and handling for you, because I got you.
And again, it is an easy read. It's, like I say, it's not just for ladies, in my opinion.
Father's Day.
Yeah, so I read the book, and it's really just, it's a guide, you know what I mean? So it's really a guide for you to follow. Yeah.
Super duper awesome.
Well,
Bam.
tune in next week, next Thursday at 7:08.
Oh, we bumping it back?
Yeah, 7:08.
7:07. We'll see you guys next week on our Facebook Live with the King and I Relationship Talk on my Facebook page, Shirley Walker King. Again, it's been a pleasure coming for you guys to join us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
And shout out to Stefan,
Shout out to
Stephanie,
Stefan.
Hadasha,
What up, Stefan?
Renee,
Hadasha,
Adrian,
Renee.
AJ Jones, Shanada, Dewana, Yolande. And just those are just a few of the people that we saw chiming in with you guys tonight. So
Cool. We're gonna be like Roland Martin at the end of every show. So all of those people who donated, we're gonna give you a live shout out.
pretty much.
Yeah.
ShirleyWalkerKing.com. Have a good one, you guys.